Tech family, we are back with part 2, where I and fellow laptop reviewers battle it out to find the best laptop that you can buy for $400. We've received tons of feedback that the laptops that we review on our channels are expensive and only for wealthy people. So we're righting that ship today, and we're going to show you just how far $400 can take you. If you haven't watched that part 1 that is, make sure you do before watching this video. I'll place a link to it down below, but here's a recap. After watching eBay deals for a while, Jared from Jared's Tech has ordered a Gigabyte G5 with a powerful Intel 11th Gen processor. And he is hoping to win by topping the performance scores. Andrew from Andrew Mark David has ordered an Asus gaming laptop off eBay. And I found a crazy cheap M1 MacBook Air on Craigslist.
Alright, so the laptop finally arrived today in this box, so I'm going to open it up and find out if they actually sent what I bought. That would be nice. Well, it's a Gigabyte laptop. Keyboard's lit up, power button's on, it's a good start. Alright, so it's got an i5 11400H as expected. Dual channel memory, 16 gig, 3200, looks good. Integrated graphics, and RTX 3050. Yeah, so looks like it's got everything I bought. Perfect. I'm gonna do a fresh install of Windows on this, get the latest drivers and stuff, and hopefully with any luck, I'll win this competition.
So I'm about to head out, and I must admit, I'm really worried about this thing being stolen. I mean, who sells a MacBook Air M1 for $400? That's like ludicrous, it's insane. So they were sharing their serial number of the laptop on Craigslist. You normally don't do this, but I managed to see it, and I reached out to Apple to say, hey, I've got this serial number, I'm planning to buy it secondhand, is it stolen? Have you had any, reports of this one being stolen? They said they had no way of telling, unfortunately. So guys, I am running a risk going to get this. But let's see, this is the price you pay if you're trying to get something for super cheap.
Okay, so it just came in. I have not opened it up yet. I just noticing how the box is as far as the condition is concerned, and it's not looking too good. I did take off the address here, so obviously protecting identities. All right, this is looking a little rough, people. Maybe we could put a skin on this, but it's a nice looking laptop. We could probably access the inside, maybe even do an upgrade. Obviously, we'll take a look at that. So if we go to the system specs here, we can take a look to see what processor it's running. It's running the Intel Core i7 7700HQ. That is running at 2.8 gigahertz, and that has 8 gigabytes of installed RAM. And as far as the display adapter here, we're looking at NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050. So we'll see how that does.
Folks, I am back with my $400 MacBook Air M1. I cannot believe it. In fact, I actually got it for less. I got it for $380. I had to negotiate down a little bit because he didn't have the charger for it. So I wanted to make sure I could buy a $20 charger on Amazon. Now, I was gonna do a beautiful montage for you all of me going to pick up the laptop and how exciting it was, but honestly, it was a little bit of a dicey area, so I didn't want to bring my camera with me. At the end of the day, just be super careful with buying these secondhand laptops that you do, go and meet somewhere safe with lots of people around. Also, be very careful to spend a decent amount of time with the laptop to make sure it's all good. I did all that, and the gentleman was absolutely lovely. Now, I don't think it's stolen, which is good. And I know why it's so cheap, because it's beyond cosmetic defects here. It's heavily dinged up, massively dented over here. That being said, it fully works. It's the excellent MacBook Air M1. It's super comfortable to use. You just put a case on it. No one's going to even know it's scratched. And I have no clue how Andrew or Jared are going to be able to compete with me against this.
I'm quite impressed with how far $400 got me from a gaming perspective. With RTX 3050 graphics, even modern games run well at 1080p medium to high settings. And I've got the option of DLSS. I also improved cooling during testing by resting the back of the laptop on its power brick. I don't think that's cheating. The laptop basically comes with a free stand. The 1080p 144Hz screen looks surprisingly decent too. I've had brand new gaming laptops for 2 to 3 times the price that looked much worse. I've got plenty of ports compared to Josh's MacBook, and way more upgrade options inside as well. That's gotta count for something. It is fairly portable for a gaming laptop, but obviously not quite as light as a MacBook. I missed out on a point for not weighing under 4 pounds, but I've actually got a removable battery that doesn't need tools, which gets me just under. Surely that's worth at least half a point?
Okay, I have Geekbench 6 loaded up. Let's run the CPU benchmark. Okay, we got our result, and as you can see, a 1148 single core score. I guess that's okay, not great, of course, considering this is many years old, that it really is not that bad. But then there's 2885 on the multi-core score. I think the iPhone can get higher than that.
My testing went smoothly. It is a MacBook Air with M1, and we all know how they perform at this point. Extremely well, especially considering the laptop is really small and doesn't have a fan. The only thing that I forgot was how warm to the touch these laptops feel when doing anything performance related. But as I said, it doesn't have a fan, so it's understandable. And obviously, my strategy of just picking an all-round good laptop and ignoring gaming means my TimeSpy score is going to be 0. But I think I'll crush it in the creature comfort sides of the laptop, like the screen, the weight, the keyboard, and the trackpad.
Hang on a moment, there is actually some tuning that I can do to this laptop without spending any extra money. The first thing I did was some basic GPU overclocking with MSI Afterburner, which increased my TimeSpy score by 6%. I mean, I've already won the TimeSpy section, so I'm basically competing with myself here, but it's not bad for a couple of minutes work. I also used Throttle Stop to boost my Cinebench and Geekbench multi-core scores by about 3%. Not much, but every little bit helps. Not all laptops support that, but it's extra performance for the ones that do. Though it will become less stable if you push it too far.
Well, the results are in, everyone. Looks like my strategy of just going for an all-round good device but a marquee one paid off with the win. Look, every couple of years, there is a device that is just leaps and bounds ahead of the competition. When Apple released this Air and introduced their M series of processors, it was one of those moments. And you can see it playing out here. Even though it's a tiny laptop that is more suited for casual users, its performance is going neck and neck with Jared's powerful gaming laptop, only losing out in Cinebench multi-core and of course gaming. And when it comes to creature comforts though, unsurprisingly, the Air did really well, as it is a great all-round premium laptop. Its only issue really is its lack of ports and of course upgradability. Look folks, obviously our scoring system could be improved. For example, Jared's laptop is upgradable, which the Air isn't, so he can buy a replacement battery, which is pretty useful when buying a second-hand laptop, as oftentimes the battery is worn and doesn't hold anywhere near its max charge anymore. But on the flip side, if we included battery life, I'm sure the Air would have scored even higher.
Well, Josh and Jared, I got crushed in terms of the results here, and my hat goes off to you guys. You did a fantastic job, but I'm not going to be crying, at least on the camera, but maybe off camera. But what I will take away from this experience was that you don't have to break the bank here. You can get a good laptop in the used market. And of course, Josh, sometimes you can find a hidden gem, as you did when you found that MacBook Air.
So let's talk about what we learned from this experience shopping secondhand. Jared, what did you learn from this video? What's your advice for those shopping for a laptop in the $400 price range?
The biggest thing that I learned is that you need to be both patient and able to act fast. Be patient. A good deal will come around sooner or later. Research sold items to get a good idea of how much things should cost. Then spend time searching and set up notifications so you don't miss any new deals. Once you've found a deal, you've got to act quick. Chances are someone else has noticed it too. I missed out on a few good opportunities while I spent time thinking things over. I'm not saying you should rush into buying something, but if you've done the research beforehand, then be ready for when the right deal comes up. I was also surprised that I was able to compete in this competition being in Australia. There's just a far smaller secondhand market here compared to the US. Plus, stuff typically costs a lot more money. So I think it just goes to show that there are deals out there.
In my case, I was absolutely shocked about how far my money went, floored. I never thought I would be able to buy a laptop like this for $400. Looking back on the experience though, I feel I had a huge advantage over Jared and Andrew because I live in the New York City area. It's one of the largest cities in the world, and the chance of finding a crazy good deal here and being able to pick it up same day, it's a huge advantage. If you aren't in a large metro area, I would consider traveling to one or seeing if you can have a friend or family member who's there pick it up for you. And other than that, I think Jared and I did so well because we were patient in waiting for a good deal to pop up. As I recall, Andrew was the first to buy his laptop, and I think that hurt him. Make sure you research thoroughly which laptops are good before you go searching. There is a lot of crap out there, and that can help you really focus your search. Of course, subscribing to our channels is certainly a good way to do that. Oh, and as I said, be safe and cautious when buying secondhand. Either buy from a reputable place that offers recourse if something goes wrong, or have your guard up. Meet the seller in a public place, don't be rushed, and really test out the laptop to ensure everything is good.
Now, as far as what I learned from this experience, well, even in these difficult economic times, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a decent laptop. And sometimes saving that extra money, putting it to a more worthy cause is definitely worth it, especially when things are a little bit down right now. So that was the takeaway I got from this competition. It was a lot of fun. Even though I lost, it was still a lot of fun to be part of it. And I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully there will be a laptop war next year.
Well, that's all for today, folks. If you like this different style of video from me, let me know with a comment below. Also, if we were to do another one, what would the challenge be? Anyway, this video was an insane amount of work. If you did like it, make sure to get subscribed and smash that like button. Not only does it show your appreciation, but as I always say, it makes my mother very proud. Also, check out Jared and Andrew's channels too. Links to both of them are in the description below. Till next time, go do something awesome with your day, and I will catch you later.